Hi guys, Ace here. Like the new intro? If you have any suggestions on how I can improve it, let me know in the comments section. Otherwise, this will be my intro continuing on. With that out of the way, let's get to today's topic. As you can see from the title of this video, today I'll be counting down my top 10 favorite Pokemon not based on animals. Now when I say not based on animals, I mean being completely inorganic, or at least not being based on anything that could be considered an organic life form. So sadly, human-based Pokemon like Gardevoir, aliens like Deoxys, and Genesect, which is basically just an organic Pokemon covered with mechanical armor, do not apply. As this list is primarily about inorganic Pokemon, you can expect to see a lot of steel and electric types on it. So without further ado, let's begin! Number 10. Clink, Clang, and Klinklang. I love robots, and the Klink line, being basically a bunch of gears fit together, are about as mechanical as you can get. They also have kind of a steampunk feel to them. Not to mention they remind me of a certain other character from a certain other anime. Number 9. Garbodor. You know the drill, already covered in the last list. Garbodor is a giant monstrified Oscar the Grouch. Number 8. Koffing. I love Koffing. From the first time I saw James use his in the anime, I just thought this Pokemon was awesome. It's basically a big beach ball filled with poisonous gases. And being the immature 9-year-old I was when the first generation came out, you can imagine all the fart jokes I love to make with it. Number 7. Metagross. How could Metagross not be on this list? It's like a 4-legged walking tank, and its Pokedex entry states that it's smarter than a supercomputer. So it's like if the HAL 9000 grew legs and a face. Number 6. Magnemite. As much as I like its evolutions, Magneton and Magnezone, they just don't stand up to the unevolved Magnemite in my opinion. It's a little one-eyed sphere with magnets and screws sticking out of it. Not to mention it's extremely useful in battle too. Not only is it the only Pokemon to date that's resistant to both Thunderbolt and Ice Beam, but in Generation 4 it could learn Shockwave, Magnet Bomb, and Swift, making it perfect for enemies that like to lower your accuracy or raise their evasiveness. Sadly, from Generation 5 onwards, the only one of those that can learn is Magnet Bomb. Screw you, Generation 5 and 6. Number 5. Electrode. Like Koffing, Electrode was just the perfect Pokemon for a young boy growing up in the late 90s. I mean, just look at that face! I remember I often tried to imitate that face myself when I was a kid. I can already hear your comments telling me never to make that face again. And its signature ability is that it explodes. It's like a culmination of all the internet memes. What the fuck? Number 4. Rotom. Rotom is like the Swiss Army knife of Pokemon. It has the ability to possess electronic devices like microwaves, refrigerators, washing machines, fans, and even lawnmowers. I may not be one for Fakemon designing, but for this Pokemon I would make an exception. There's just so many other appliances you could merge with it, like TVs, phones, cars, the entire cast of the Brave Little Toaster, garbage cans, wait, we already have that one, and Pokeballs too. Makes you wonder how many Pokemon on this list could just be Rotom in disguise. Number 3. Aegislash. Again, already covered in the last list, wielding an Aegislash will let you rule Asgard. Number 2. Registeel. I'm sure you all saw this one coming from the music I chose for this video. I love all the Regis, from Regice, who's made of ice crystals as hard as diamonds, to Regirock, who looks like that rock monster from Galaxy Quest, to Regigigas, who's freaking Regigigas. But my favorite out of all of them has to be Registeel. And besides its somewhat controversial sprite in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, just look at it. Just take one long look at it and say you don't see it spouting the catchphrase of another popular metallic character. And my number 1 favorite Pokemon not based on an animal is... Unknown! Yes, I know what you're thinking. Why the hell would anyone put Unknown anywhere on a top 10 Pokemon list? And I say to you, why wouldn't you? Yeah, I know it sucks in battle and it's just about as common and easy to catch as Zubat, but you have to admit there's just a certain charm to it. It's by far one of the most unique Pokemon Game Freak has ever come up with, and his name is freaking Unknown. It literally has mystery written all over it, especially considering one of them is based on a question mark. I just imagine one sending cryptic messages to a masked vigilante and designing giant death traps for people to try to escape. Not to mention it was the star of one of my favorite Pokemon movies. A lot of you are probably saying, Unknown wasn't the star of the third Pokemon movie, Entei was! Yeah, well, the movie is called Spell of the Unknown, not the Spell of Entei. And not only is Unknown my favorite non-animal Pokemon, not only is it my favorite Psychic-type Pokemon, but Unknown just happens to be my absolute favorite Pokemon of all time. Yeah. I could literally talk for hours about how awesome Unknown is, so you can expect to see it in many lists to come, 3 of which I may have already hinted at in this video. Well, that's my list for today. As always, if any of you have any suggestions, you can comment down below and maybe it'll be mentioned in one of my future videos. So until next time... What the fuck?